Absolutely.
Aye. And
you already on?
no.
You already on?
Well, folks, this is a joint interview with the Spoon Network. This is Front Page Africa and Spoon Network, and we are in the conversation with Margibi, Senator-elect Nathaniel Falo McGill, former Minister of State for the Presidential Affairs, and he will be responding to some allegations about him owning properties outside of Liberia and the calls for audit of outgoing officials of the CBC government. Mr. McGill, you're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here again. Welcome to my home.
How do you respond to claims that you have properties in Dubai and other places?
I've said over and over that I do not own property out of Liberia. When I was sanctioned, some of the questions came and I answered. When I was sanctioned, some of the questions have been asked. I responded to the questions. I do not own property out of Liberia. I listened to Spoon Talk 2 days ago and someone showed a picture that I own property in Dubai. And I said to Stanton, if you have the documents that the properties are mine, please turn it over to the government of Liberia. And I'm begging the government to please ask Stanton. Somebody said he has documentary evidence that the property are mine. Let him turn the property document over to the government of Liberia. And I'm begging the government to please take possession of the property. It will be a shame if the government don't go take the properties. Because if somebody bought it and put it in my name, then let government take it. Because I don't own those properties. I don't even know the location. I've been to Dubai a few times. I don't know any government official in Dubai except for the prince that I met once, and was just visitations. From that time, we never had any communication. And I left from the hotel. I went there. I never visited any property in Dubai. Even the guys at the airport, normally when you travel, some of the properties want to come to Africa and say, can you invest in a property in Dubai? I never invested one day in any property. So I don't own no property. But let me say that if Stanton claims that he has the document, again, I'm begging him to turn the document over to the government of Liberia. And in fact, you could show in the house. You could show all in the house and say, this is my property. Let him turn it over to the government. I'm begging the incoming government to go and seize the property and let the Liberian people own it. If you don't do it, be ashamed. Because enough for me. I consistently say I only own property in Liberia, not outside Liberia. So that's the only answer I can give you.
So
and let me say something again. What Stanton is doing reminds me about what happened in 1980 when the coup took place. The coup plotters were just going around seizing property all over the place because all Congo trying to get plenty of money. And everybody they see they will take it and started killing people. And I think the direction Stanton is trying to take this new administration by lying on people, making malicious statements that people own property, taking people billing. I remember people going all around the place. Oh, Ellen Johnson get hospital in South Africa. The other person get a billing in this place. You just take people property billing. Maybe Stanton get plenty of money. Maybe I own property, then he claim that people own. So I don't own no property. I don't own it. But if you say it for me, which I say it not for me, but let him tell the property, let him tell the document over to the new government, let the government go seize it and take it and use it for the people of Liberia. That's the only answer I can give.
Mr. Minister, there are also calls for audit. People say there's a need to audit the outgoing government, which you were part of and play a major role. Do you also believe it's necessary?
Obviously, I think the best thing to do, audit would be appropriate. I listen to people say, oh, the president said people should not wish harm a government official. I don't think the president meant that don't audit my government. I think the president believes that audit is a matter of transparency. People need to know what happened. People need to account for their stewardship. And I totally support the call for audit. And for me, I wouldn't mind to even present myself if I'm called upon to present, to answer the questions regarding my stewardship while in government. I think audit should be done. In fact, I want men who believe that as Senator of Margibi County, I should use my influence among my colleagues to see whether we can even establish a special act to deal with economic crimes. And I said it before, and I will pursue that. I will try to convince my colleagues. I know there are courts already existing that needs to deal with that, but we need to find a way to specifically deal with crimes, economic crimes, at certain level that have been committed from 2005 to present and going forward. People need to account. And besides that, we also need to deal with people who committed atrocity in this country, war crimes. So it's not just about auditing, it's about finding a way to deal with impunity, because people lie on people too much in this country. It's easy to lie on anyone. I tell you, 2 months or 3 months after January, you'll see that there will shift. All the corruption allegations will not shift on the new government. Everybody is corrupt. Everybody corrupt. You just be on the salary, now on job, we are government official. 3 months after, be on the Parker official. After the Parker leave office, will be on the next official. But we need to find the flag so you don't punish innocent people. Punish people who you believe committed crime. You don't just make accusation, open accusation. Because everybody either make accusation in this country. So audit is a good thing, and I encourage the government to do audit. When the president says, don't wish on me, don't be selective. Don't go after somebody because of political reason and you make up your own story and you like Santon is doing and you want to go after people. But I think audit is important. I fully support it. And I think it should happen. As a member of the incoming 55th legislature, I will encourage my colleagues to support the idea, because my understanding is one, the audit report I don't go to the legislature, and the legislature will be the body to verify and mandate for audit. I think the LSCC, the current LSCC has some teeth. They have the right to go to ask questions where question needs to be asked, and so I support a call for audit, and I think the president do support a call for audit. But the president was just making. I didn't listen, but I read in the newspaper. The president is a man of transparency. There's nothing to hide. We shouldn't be afraid. We didn't commit crime. We should not be afraid to support the call for audit.
Would you call on your colleagues to submit themselves to the LSCC, as it's also been requested that all outgoing officials should present asset, declare their asset as the lead officers?
I think the law is the law, so we should all follow the law. So there should be no reason why we shouldn't obey the law. So as a public official, when you take oath to protect and support the Constitution and all laws governing the country, we should be able to do that. So I don't think it's a wrong call for exit declaration, because it's part of the law.
And so, Mr. McGill, Liberians are calling for an investigation on you, and as well as Senator-elect Biotwara. Will you submit yourself to such investigation? And some are even calling for you not to take a seat. How do you respond to this?
I don't like to. I've always said I'm available. When I was suspended, we asked the president to run an investigation. Like I said, I always said I'm innocent. I said that the United States should not be blamed for the sanction. The United States government is trying to ensure that there's transparency. They're trying to make sure that people who are corrupt are held accountable. But at the same time, they can make mistakes. People may have provided the wrong information. And so sometimes it's good. America is a democracy that believes in human rights, that believes in justice. If you're not guilty and they find out that you're not guilty, they will take the appropriate step. When you look at the sanction document, it's very clear. It's not to punish people, it's for people to change their behavior. And before the American ambassador left, he said these are allegations. These are allegations that were made against the public official. It needs to be investigated. Of course. I support that call. So, but the law is the law. As it stands now, why you want to stop me from taking my seat? I've not committed crime like you. I've not committed crime like that. But anytime they call upon me to answer questions, I'm available.
They say you. Sorry, just a tip in there. They say your government, the CDC government, did similar thing to Wani Samka. Is that the same? Is that the same scenario?
I don't want to respond to all that they say and yes. At the appropriate time when the action is taken, my legal people will respond. So I don't want to be responding to hypotheticals. Yeah. The public can get what I have to say. I work for the legal aspect.
So you are open to investigations?
Anytime, any day.
Let's talk about you going to the Senate, and there's this now debate about the potential. Are you interested, or do you have a candidate that is interested in being a potential?
No, I don't have a candidate, but I think the CDC side, you know, like Senator Snow said yesterday, the country is divided in the middle. Right now, if you look at the result of elections, you realize that the country is divided in the middle. The Unity Party won with, I think, a little over 20,000 votes. I think 20,400 or 20,500 votes, something around that. That shows that the country is extremely divided. It's divided straight in the middle, almost 50-50. And the group of senators elected CDC and senators that supported CDC, they have 15 senators. And the other side, you talk about 15. So there's a 50-50 split in the Senate. So you realize that 50-50 in the sense that if Senator Jeremiah vice president-elect, you're considering, but once he gets sworn in, he will not be vice president-elect again. I mean, he will not be senator, he'll be vice president-elect, he'll be vice president of the Senate. And the only authority he has is to cast a vote when there is a tie. Well, before then, it wouldn't be the vice president. It would be sworn on the 22nd. So it would be almost 29 senators. They will see 15-14. But again, it's politics. I mean, the side that can lobby to have the majority will win the potential. But as it stands for now, I don't have a candidate. We don't have a candidate yet. We are still discussing.
They say you support Nukwe.
I don't know where the information is coming from. I think there's no candidate yet. I don't even know what Senator Nugwe is running.
But if he is, will you support him?
Look, listen, I'm a team player. The team will come over with a candidate and we'll support that candidate. So it's not about who's running now. As far as I know, I don't even know who's running to be pro tem. I've not heard nobody has approached me officially that they are running to be Senate pro tem. I mean, rumor could be in the street, but I don't deal with rumor. You know, I deal with facts. When the facts are presented to me, then we'll deal with it from that point.
I want to go back to the issue of the property belonging to you in Dubai and all that stuff. I want to be clear on it. Do you or do you not have any property or businesses in Dubai?
I don't even have any
or
property
Ghana
outside Liberia. So I'm being in Jordan outside Liberia. I don't have property outside Liberia. All my properties are in Liberia. And when I was contesting the election, I presented them to the National Election Commission, which I'm quite sure before I take office, I'll present them to LCC also. So I don't own property outside Liberia before you talk about Dubai.
What's about owning or sharing any property outside?
I don't even have a company, brother. I don't have company. I don't have any property, any company to have share. That's not true. I don't have anything.
You remind me of.
So I don't know where the share coming from. So maybe he's not want to give me share in a company. Probably want to give me share in a company, but here I know what this called that. Like I won't share in your company. I don't have share. I don't have any company outside this country. So I have share. That's not true.
Now let's go back to elections. The CDC lost elections to the Unity Party and Alliance. Would you mind discussing? I mean, how did you lose?
Well, no, it's not for me to discuss. What I can say is to thank the president. His Excellency Ambassador George Weah, for being magnanimous in defeat. You know, President, we have set a new standard of our democracy. You know, every time you go to elections, people expected there would have been rigging of the process. There were people who assumed the president was going to rig the election. The people who assumed the president was not going to accept the result, and all of that. Like during the history, President, we have been in the business of accepting results several times, even several times. And so he did the best thing for our country. This is something in Africa you don't hardly see. Yeah, even the people contest the process. But even before the election was announced, the president conceded defeat. This is the new trend that people will start seeing. You know, it's been happening in America for generations, for centuries, where you see the loser call the winner and congratulate you even before the official results are announced. The president set a new standard. And I'm sure succeeding president will follow that. And so that you can be president, you can lose the election, you can gracefully concede defeat and keep the country peaceful. It's something we need to celebrate. It may be painful for the losing side, for us in CDC. It may be painful, but that's the reality. We have to live by those realities and move the country forward. You know, when you are doing public service, it's a matter of time because you are elected by people. When those people come to a stage and say, we don't want you to serve, you must gratefully bow out and leave. Because public service is not a place to say it's a personal company that you'll be there perpetually for years. Some people want to serve in government for 40, 50, 60 years and think that only they alone can be leader. No. But the president set a new standard. So yeah, you can be president, you can lose the election, you can gracefully bow out and say thank you like grand people. If they need you again, you can come back. But that way our democracy will flourish, our democracy will be strong, and people will respect the will of the people. So yes, we lost, and the president conceded. We stand with the president. The president congratulated His Excellency Joseph Yumambaka, who's going to be the 26th president of the republic. And the country got to come together. We got to work together for the people of Liberia.
What's the future of the CDC? Lastly, for me, as a political party,
the bigger CDC is bright. You can see that the country is divided. CDC lost with only 20,000 votes. Nowhere in the history of this country. The last election in 2017, when the United Party lost, they lost with more than 300,000.
200,000.
No, I think around
200,000.
200,000?
Yeah.
Around 62%. Somewhere around there. Okay, 200,000. But now you see this just 20,000. You can now see how close the election is. So, or was. So you from that point you know that CDC is still strong. In my view, in fact, it appears to me that the country is now moving toward a two-party state. Unity Party and CDC. You know, CDC get it today. The CDC doesn't perform well, Unity Party take it. The Unity Party doesn't perform well, we go by CDC. The country is moving, and it's a good thing. Most of the time, they will get 29 party, we'll get 30 party, but like remember, they're not stupid people. You know, when you said the election would have been won, the first round, people were doubting it, but it was as close as 43%. Maybe next time, you'll soon start seeing people coalesce around parties. And I think good. Even I was saying to some of my colleagues, when you see what happened right now in the legislature, you get two blocks. You get a Unity Party block and you get a CDC block. People will now start cockering with different parties. In Ghana Parliament, you see that. Even in America, they got about three parties. They get Republican, they get a no Liberal, they get a Democratic Party. And you see independent candidate goes to the Senate. They don't remain independent. They have to caucus with one of the major parties, either with Republican or with Democrats. And so you start seeing that in our body politics, which is very good. And it's good for the people like Liberia. Liberia setting new standards, new records. You know, our democracy will soon get stronger. And because it is getting there, and people begin, what we gotta avoid? For me, what we gotta avoid is the lie. When people start lying on people, you know, it happened in 1980. We killed 13 innocent people in this country. And we gotta be mindful. We can't go back there. You know. But yes, people gotta understand. If you want accountability, you should do it transparency and fairness. You not do it malicious lies. start running after people. That way people can start talking about witch hunting people. You just get out, you say somebody own property in the back. You get no proof. You say somebody get proof. You say you get proof. Who gave you the proof? I mean, if possible, somebody can go and say you buy property in my name. I didn't authorize it. If you put in my name, and the government see that, I'll be happy for the government to go and take it. And that particular property, will pursue that property. I'll be in the Senate, will pursue that particular property. We want to find that property and turn it over to the government so the government can use it as an embassy.
So elections are on, and since the election, what's your relationship now with President George?
Very good, very good, very, very good, very, very good, very, very good.
Have you congratulated Ambassador Joseph Nabala, President-elect?
The president did, and as a senator-elect, I also sent a message. You know, I don't see me, I sent you a message, but the president did it on behalf of the entire CDC. But again, mind you, Vice President-elect, my uncle, also, I did send him a message. I said, uncle, to say congratulations. He's won the country, now the country is looking up to him. I'm a member of the Senate. My responsibility as a member of the government from the city side to help make sure that we do things for the people of Liberia. This is not time for politics. Yeah, we'll play our politics, but what is important is Liberian people interest come first and foremost. So we are going to make sure that what is needed for the Liberian people will be done. You know, so opposition block, but it doesn't mean I can speak to the people from the other side. Yeah, my friends. Mind you, the president of the Senate is a unity party man, Jeremiah Cohn, will be friends. Yeah, we didn't agree. He left us and went to UP. But that's part of our politics. You know, we're not going to be enemies. We're going to work. All are going to work for the people of Liberia. That was important. That was, Liberian people made two decisions. One, they said they will vote for a president for Unity Party. Two, they said they will vote for senators from CDC and other friendly senators, which they did. They're saying you're coming to work for us. They want to make sure that the legislature can also hold the executive accountable. They want to balance of power. So they voted the way they voted. So we got to respect the will of the Liberian people.
So lastly, any parting comment?
Well, look, what I want to say is that the country belongs to all Liberians. As public officials from both sides to desist from engaging in lying that will destroy this country. We go high history. You know, some public officials just get and make all kind of reckless comment. We got to desist from that. And I want to thank President Weah for making the greatest sacrifice for our democracy. It is painful. I want to thank seditions. You fought a great fight. You fought a good fight. You did your best. But God's time is the best. Don't lose hope. The future is still bright. You were in opposition for 12 years. Like Grandpa gave you power for 6 years. They felt that you didn't do what you ought to do. They took it from you. Well, that is not the end of your journey. Tomorrow, if Unity Party don't perform, Liberian people will come back to you. You'll learn your lesson. You can still come back. The country belongs to all Liberians, and every Liberian has the right to serve their country. So I ask for unity. I ask for public officials to speak in ways and manners that will promote peace and unity of Liberia. So thank you very much to Sedition for standing up for their party. Don't give up on your party. Your party stays there. The party remains supreme. Thank you so much.